There are footballers, and then there are artists. Dennis Bergkamp didn't just play football, he painted with it. Every touch was a brush stroke, every goal a masterpiece, every moment of genius, proof that football, when played by the right person, transcends sport and becomes art. This is the story of a shy boy from Amsterdam who became one of the greatest footballers the world has ever seen. A man who revolutionized English football. A player so elegant, so brilliant, that 20 years after his retirement, fans still speak his name with reverence. This is the story of the non-flying Dutchman, the Iceman, the artist in boots. This is the story of Dennis Bergkamp. May 10, 1969, Amsterdam, Netherlands. Dennis Nicolaas Maria Bergkamp was born into a working-class family in one of Europe's most football-obsessed cities. The youngest of 4 boys, his father, Wim, was an electrician and amateur footballer who worshipped Manchester United. Wim wanted to name his son after his hero, Scottish striker Dennis Law. But there was a problem. The Dutch registrar thought Dennis sounded too close to the girl's name, Denise. So an extra N was added. Dennis, not Dennis. From the age of 6, young Dennis could be found in the family garden, drilling the ball against the wall for hours. Hour after hour, day after day. While his 3 older brothers played together, Dennis practiced alone, perfecting his touch, teaching his feet to dance. He didn't support his father's beloved Manchester United, no. Dennis had his own hero. Glenn Hoddle of Tottenham Hotspur. The elegant English playmaker who made the game look effortless. The main thing was that I was a big fan of Glenn Hoddle, Bergkamp would later recall. When you want to see Hoddle play, you watched Tottenham. At age 11, Ajax came calling. The legendary Amsterdam club with its world-famous youth academy spotted something special in the quiet boy who spoke with his feet rather than his mouth. Dennis joined Ajax's youth system in 1980. He learned total football. The Dutch philosophy that demanded every player master every position. Defenders had to attack, attackers had to defend, intelligence was as important as skill. For 5 years, Bergkamp absorbed everything. He played defense, which taught him how defenders think. He played midfield, which taught him vision in passing. He played striker, which taught him to finish. By 17, he was ready. December 14, 1986. Manager Johan Cruyff, the godfather of total football himself, gave Dennis his professional debut against Roda JC. Ajax won 2-0, 3 months later, February 22, 1987. Bergkamp scored his first professional goal against HFC Haarlem. The journey had begun. June 20, 1995. Arsenal manager Bruce Rioch made the signing of his life, Dennis Bergkamp. £7.5 million from Inter Milan, a club record. Triple Arsenal's previous highest fee, the critics laughed. Another Serie A flop coming to England. Good luck with that. Bergkamp's first match, Arsenal vs Middlesbrough. Opening day of the 1995-96 season, he didn't score. Or in the next match. Or the next. Or the next. 6 games without a goal, the English press piled on. Waste of money. Too slow for the Premier League. Can't handle the physicality. Bruce Rioch has made a terrible mistake. September 23, 1995. Arsenal vs Southampton at Highbury. Dennis Bergkamp scored. Not once, twice. A spectacular brace that silenced every critic in the country. And he never looked back. Arsenal finished 5th that season. Bergkamp scored 11 goals. More importantly, he brought something to English football that it had never seen before. Elegance. Intelligence. Continental sophistication. But the real magic was about to begin. September 1996. A Frenchman named Arsène Wenger arrived at Arsenal, a professor, a philosopher, a man who believed football should be beautiful. Wenger took one look at Dennis Bergkamp and saw the foundation of everything he wanted to build. Dennis was a blessing, a gift when I arrived, Wenger would later say. The 1997-98 season, Wenger built his team around Bergkamp. Brought in Marc Overmars. Paired Dennis with Ian Wright up front. And unleashed something special, August 23, 1997. Leicester City at Filbert Street. Bergkamp scored his first Arsenal hat-trick. The third goal. One touch to control, another to flick past defender Matt Elliott, juggle the ball with his feet, shoot past the goalkeeper. Leicester manager Martin O'Neill admitted after the match, "That's the best hat-trick I've ever seen." Between August and October 1997, Bergkamp scored 7 goals in 7 league matches. Unstoppable. Unplayable. Arsenal won the Premier League. And the FA Cup. The double. Bergkamp finished the season with 22 goals, top scorer, and was crowned PFA Players Player of the Year and Football Writers Association Footballer of the Year. Both awards. The best player in England. The artist had arrived. If you ask football fans to name Dennis Bergkamp's greatest goal, you'll get 2 answers. The first came on June 21, 1998, World Cup quarterfinal. Netherlands vs Argentina in Marseille. Injury time, 90 minutes gone, the score is 1-1. Extra time looming. Frank de Boer launches a 60-yard pass from defense, Bergkamp is sprinting into the box. Argentine defender Roberto Ayala is right behind him, Bergkamp controls the ball with his right foot, one touch, perfection, the ball sticks like glue. Second touch, he flicks it past Ayala with the outside of his boot, third touch, right foot, far corner. Goal. Netherlands 2, Argentina 1, final score. Commentator Jack van Gelder screamed into his microphone a phrase that became legendary in Dutch football, Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. That goal is immortalized in bronze, outside the KNVB headquarters in the Netherlands. Bergkamp himself calls it his favorite goal ever scored. But ask Arsenal fans, they'll tell you about Newcastle. March 2, 2002. St. James Park, Newcastle vs Arsenal. 11 minutes into the match. Patrick Vieira wins the ball in midfield, passes to Bergkamp. Bergkamp shuttles it to Robert Pires on the left wing. Pires advances and plays it back toward Bergkamp, running into the box. The pass comes slightly behind Bergkamp. He's got his back to goal. Greek defender Nikos Debizas is tight on him. What happens next defies physics. Bergkamp flicks the ball with his left foot. Around one side of Debizas, he spins. A pirouette. A ballet dancer's turn, he collects the ball on the other side of the defender. Debizas lunges desperately, too late. Bergkamp calmly slots the ball past goalkeeper Shay Given. Far corner. You will not see many goals like that, Wenger said afterward. It was an unbelievable goal. In 2017, that goal was voted the greatest in Premier League history. In 25 years of the competition, across thousands of matches and tens of thousands of goals, Bergkamp's pirouette against Newcastle stood alone at the top. Alan Shearer, who played for Newcastle that day, said it best, "No one has ever scored a goal like that, and I don't think anyone will ever score it again." Dennis Bergkamp played 11 seasons at Arsenal. 423 appearances. 120 goals. 94 assists in the Premier League alone. 3 Premier League titles, including the invincible season of 2003 to 2004, when Arsenal went the entire league campaign unbeaten. 4 FA Cup trophies. On April 15, 2006, Arsenal designated a special match day at Highbury, Dennis Bergkamp Day. Fans receive orange t-shirts with DB10 on the back. His initials. His number. The color of the Netherlands. He came on as a substitute. set up Robert Pires for the winning goal. Then, in the 89th minute, scored his last ever competitive goal for Arsenal. A trademark curling finish. Perfect. July 22, 2006. The Emirates Stadium. Arsenal's new home. The very first match played there was Dennis Bergkamp's testimonial. Arsenal vs Ajax. His past and his present. His beginning and his end. Arsenal won 2-1. Thierry Henry and Nwankwo Kanu scored. But the real victory was the standing ovation that lasted the entire match. 50,000 people on their feet, celebrating genius. In 2007, Bergkamp was inducted into the English Football Hall of Fame, the first and only Dutch player ever to receive that honor. In 2008, Arsenal fans voted him the second greatest player in the club's history, behind only Thierry Henry. In 2014, Arsenal unveiled a statue of Bergkamp outside the Emirates Stadium, frozen in bronze. The Argentina goal. The moment of perfection. In 2021, he was inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame. Dennis Bergkamp changed English football. He proved that intelligence could beat strength, that elegance could conquer physicality, that an artist could thrive among warriors. He taught Thierry Henry how to be great, mentored Cesc Fabregas, inspired a generation of technical players who followed. Arsène Wenger once said, "Dennis is a man who achieves art in what he does." Bergkamp himself, when asked about his style, said simply, "Football is an art. You express yourself. Every touch tells a story." From the streets of Amsterdam to the theaters of Ajax. From the struggles of Milan to the glory of Arsenal. From a quiet boy with a ball to one of the greatest footballers who ever lived. Dennis Bergkamp didn't just play the game. He perfected it. The Iceman, the artist, the legend, Dennis Bergkamp.